much, Moderator. Your Excellency, the Chief Justice, Excellency, the Chief Justice of Papua New Guinea, Excellency, the President of the East African Court of Justice, Honorable Minister of ICT of Rwanda, my colleague from USAID, Jean, other very senior government officials here present, distinguished delegates from abroad, distinguished representatives from civil society organizations, the private sector, and the media, my dear colleagues from the UN family, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning, bonjour, moramutsineza. To the delegates who have come from abroad to attend this important conference, I say, Murakazaneza, Mu Rwanda. Welcome to Rwanda. It's a country, as they say, of 1,000 hills and 1,000,000 smiles. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome you this morning. Allow me to also express from the outset my sincere appreciation and gratitude to His Excellency the Chief Justice and the Minister of Justice, who unfortunately is not here with us this morning, but we discussed this issue of this conference about 2 months ago, but also the entire leadership of the justice sector for organizing this conference. This conference is timely and it is important. Today we're examining ways in which new technologies are transforming the lives of people, changing the way services are delivered, and radically departing from the way business has been done for decades. For me, speaking both personally and professionally, it's been a real pleasure working here in a country like Rwanda, which has shown a readiness to innovate and to try new approaches. The country is neither short on ideas nor on the courage to put those ideas to the test. And we have seen so many areas where Rwanda is using new technologies to drive social and economic transformation, and in the process, improve the lives of its people. Many of you might have heard of the country's use of drone technology to deliver blood and medicine to people in remote and inaccessible locations. When I first heard of this, I was truly amazed, because Rwanda is a lesser developed country with limited financial resources. But what they have done is testimony to something my father used to say to me. He used to say, even if you run short on money, you should never run short on ideas. And I think Rwanda is a true testimony to that. Ladies and gentlemen, as it turns out, the use of drones are only one example of how Rwanda is integrating ICT in all sectors of the economy and as a development strategy to achieve a knowledge-based society and the SDG agenda. People often talk about the use of ICT in businesses, but I think experience is showing us that there are no boundaries to what we can use ICT for. And I'm very happy to see some of the work that the government is doing under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, who's here with us. ICT can be used to transform governance, to transform social services, and to improve human well-being in many dimensions. And this case of justice is one case in point. We know from the SDG agenda that it's important to have access to justice and rule of law. No country can develop without these foundations. But we also know that justice is rarely accessible by everyone, and that there are numerous obstacles that certain population groups face in accessing justice and other services. We all know it. We have been in remote villages in different countries and wondered, how would people in this village get to school? Or what happens if there's an emergency? Where is the closest hospital? Or how would someone with a disability in this village access certain services? And it's the same with access to justice. Sometimes a poor rural person will have to travel for miles to get to a court, only to find that the date for the case has been postponed and they have to travel back to their village and return another day. And this is why the integrated electronic case management system is so important. It plays a key role in the implementation of the SDG agenda and in helping us to achieve the Leave No One Behind mandate. Your Excellency, the Chief Justice, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're privileged today to have in this conference participants from different countries that have implemented integrated case management systems. And I'm pleased that the host country, Rwanda, will showcase what is perhaps the first and perhaps most comprehensive case management system in Africa, which serves as a single point of entry for all justice sector institutions. And let me also acknowledge the CEO of Synergy. Synergy has played quite an important role in developing this system. And of course, with USAID as a partner. When UNDP started partnering with the Ministry of Justice on the system back in 2013, there are a lot of questions about whether it was feasible to implement such a system. And there's a lot of discussion about the risks that were involved. It was a new system, it was a highly ambitious initiative, it involved many institutions in the justice sector and beyond. It required skilled human resources, new ICT equipment, internet connection, and the list went on and on. But we also understood the potential benefits of the system in terms of reducing travel time and costs for poor citizens who would no longer need to travel long distances to file their cases in distant courts and tribunals. Women in the quest for justice would also find access to justice easier. The system could also reduce delays and backlogs and transaction costs. And I believe it has done all of this and more. So this is quite an incredible achievement, and again, allow me to congratulate the Rwandan government and all the partners, including, as I mentioned, USAID and Synergy, who were part of this process. But before I close, Excellency, Honorable Minister, and distinguished colleagues, I do want your support in one thing, which is to help ensure that these systems, not just here in Rwanda, but in all your respective countries, can help to enhance access to justice, not only for the poor, but for those who are most at risk of being left behind, especially persons with disabilities. This is a key mission for us in UNDP and in the UN system, and I'm very pleased that the Honorable Minister of ICT, as well as the Minister of Justice, have committed to this cause of helping to promote the rights of people with disability using both the tools in the justice sector, but ICT as also a critical tool to find solutions. We all must ensure that the solutions we develop are inclusive and that they help to reach those who are at the very last mile. So in closing, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reiterate UNDP's commitment to help promote the rule of law and access to justice here in Rwanda and across the continent, including through supporting experience sharing events such as this conference, which we're also pleased to be sponsoring. In Kinyarwanda, there's a saying, and I hope I get this right, Akanyoni katagorotsi tikamanya iyu bweze, which means a bird that never flies far will never know where the grain is ripe. You've all come from far to share experiences, and I believe this will be a tremendously beneficial experience for each and every one of you. Take advantage of it, and as I said, let's not forget those who are most at risk of being left behind. Murakoze chane, merci beaucoup, shukran, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.